Have you recently found yourself craving for that cheesy pizza and juicy burger even though you've committed to a plant-based diet? Tell you what, don't be ashamed to accept it. You're not alone. It's completely normal. It happens to the best of us. And we all have those moments where we want to dive into comfort foods, right? I do. But did you know that cravings are often tied to emotions and memories? It can be triggered by stress. It can be triggered by lack of sleep. It can be triggered even by dehydration. Hunger is our body's cry for more water, more rest. That's not necessarily craving for food. Now, one of the best ways that I do to deal with cravings is to find delicious plant-based alternatives. People think that plant foods are not tasty. If you are only open to experimenting from a wide variety of flavor enhancers, natural flavor enhancers, and I'm referring to the spices and herbs. So use them generously. And this is another difference in strategy in cooking when you're shifting from a meat-based to plant-based. In plant-based, please be generous with spices and flavors. Now, that can make a huge difference in the taste of food, I tell you. In today's video, we are diving into the practical and relatable strategies to conquer those cravings and stay on track on a plant-based diet. And these are strategies that I personally use too. So I hope that you'll stick around because these tips are game changers for me. Ready? Hi everyone! Have you recently found yourself craving for that cheesy pizza and juicy burger even though you've committed to a plant-based diet? Tell you what, don't be ashamed to accept it. You're not alone. At least I did experience that when I first changed to a plant-based diet. And recently, I went on a trip. Everywhere I looked, in the airport, in the roadside billboard, TV commercials and shopping malls, pizza and burger, advertisements and menu kind of almost begged me to reconsider. In today's video, we are diving into the practical and relatable strategies to conquer those cravings and stay on track on a plant-based diet. And these are strategies that I personally use too. So I hope that you'll stick around because these tips are game changers for me. Ready? All right. So since we're talking about cravings, first let's understand what are cravings. First, so there are 3 facts about cravings. First fact about cravings is it's completely normal. It happens to the best of us. And we all have those moments where we want to dive into comfort foods, right? I do. But did you know that cravings are often tied to emotions and memories? Emotions and memories. And for example, to be specific, let's take an example. Think about lasagna. For those of you who love lasagna, right? Lasagna craving, or you can substitute it with something else that you are really craving for or you consider as comfort food. So for the sake of example, lasagna. The lasagna that you love, those cravings might actually be a reminder of your family and a fun night with friends. And you love those moments with your family and friends. Why? Because at that time you had so much fun. You enjoy your company with them. So in psychology, we call this association. It's a mental connection between things like food, people like friends and families, events like birthdays, weddings, anniversaries, or even places. So we tend to tie up people, place, experience, emotions to food. So the next time you're feeling down and you are reminded of your cravings for burger or pizza, you might want to check your mood. Do a mood check because you are might be just be feeling down and you want something to lift you up or make you feel a little bit better. And so on your memory lane inside your brain, it presents this idea. Hey, remember when you were happy? You had a burger. Why don't you have one? It'll make you feel better. So, cravings are normal and can happen to the best of us, but don't forget that it might just actually be a memory of a happy moment or an emotion that you want to experience at the moment where you are feeling down. Okay, the second fact about craving is that it can be our body's way of signaling nutrient deficiency. I'm not talking about calorie deficiency, it's nutrient deficiency. So, for example, if you long for steak, it might indicate that your body needs more iron, right? Or maybe more protein. When I first transitioned to a plant based diet, I craved certain foods I never thought I'd missed. But understanding the why behind my cravings helped me find healthier options and alternatives. And that's what we're going to talk about in a bit. Because the third fact about craving is it can be triggered by stress. It can be triggered by lack of sleep. It can be triggered even by dehydration. So sometimes hunger is our body's cry for more water, more rest, right? That's not necessarily craving for food. So those are the three facts about cravings. Now let's dive into alternatives on how to handle these cravings. So after understanding what fuels your cravings, the next thing you want to do is find plant-based alternatives. Why plant-based? Because plant-based foods are healthiest foods in the planet. So it's just but logical, right, to cling on to plants for craving tendencies so that you don't go astray with your plan on staying healthy. Now, one of the best ways that I do to deal with cravings is to find delicious plant-based alternatives. Like say craving for a burger. Try a black bean burger, right? Or what about a jackfruit? Or what about other meat alternatives? Here's my jackfruit. By the way, this is a blog article that I wrote in my website, and this is about what meat alternatives, right? Have you tried these plant-based meat substitutes? Everything is in here. But for example, burgers, you can actually try different stuff like jackfruit. Jackfruit is a very has a very meat-like texture when it's cooked, and it can stand in for meat in savory dishes like if you want to imitate a pulled pork or corned beef or shredded chicken texture. Jackfruit is your go-to. And you can also substitute meat-based burger with a patty made of seitan. If you're not heard about seitan, seitan is made from wheat, and it gives a nice form and texture to a food, and that is actually a good substitute for making patties, right? And it's more meaty in texture, unlike tofu. And there's another one, portobello mushroom. Has a meaty texture too. These options are so tasty and packed with protein and fiber without the cholesterol. And there are many more that I've suggested here in this article. So if you're interested, go and check that out. Okay. If you're missing cheese, what about cheese? Nutritional yeast can be a great substitute. Take note, it's not active yeast, it's nutritional yeast. It has a cheesy flavor and is rich in B vitamins. There are also incredible plant based cheeses now that can melt and stretch like the real cheese. Although I don't personally advocate that, but I did use that in my earlier stage of the transition. And now I'm not using that anymore. But if you are a cheese lover, you can use that as a transitional food instead of the dairy cheese. When I first discovered cashew cheese, it was a game changer for me. Again, I used that in my early phase or stage of my transition, and maybe just very occasionally nowadays. Now, people think that plant foods are not tasty. Not entirely true, you know. If you are only open to experimenting from a wide variety of flavor enhancers, natural flavor enhancers, and I'm referring to the spices and herbs. So use them generously. And this is another difference in strategy in cooking when you're shifting from a meat-based to plant-based. In plant-based, please be generous with spices and flavors and herbs. And you can even use just the dry herbs. Now, that can make a huge difference in the taste of food, I tell you. For instance, if you love the smoky taste of bacon, try adding smoked paprika or a liquid smoke. And you can find this in the Asian aisle of our grocery store. So smoked paprika and liquid smoke can imitate the smoky taste of bacon, for example. And I use that for my tempeh or mushroom bacon. And that can give you a satisfying crunch and flavor. Now, another strategy I use to combat cravings is to ensure that all the nutrients that I need for the body is being supplied abundantly. What do I mean by that? When the body is nourished with all the nutrients that your body needs, micronutrients, those cravings become less intense. And I noticed that personally. Protein-rich foods like lentils, chickpea, tofu, quinoa are essential. Did you know that quinoa is a complete protein? And it contains all the 9 essential amino acids. So if you are so concerned about protein deficiency in changing to a plant-based, which is not necessarily true, you might want to consider adding a lot of these food groups: the lentils, chickpeas, nuts, seeds, and tofu and quinoa. But I tell you, you can also get protein from green leafy vegetables. Now, don't forget that your green leafy vegetables like spinach, kale, broccoli, collard, examples only, right? They are packed with iron, calcium, and vitamins. So if you pack your plant-based dish with different variety of these vegetables, especially the green leafy vegetables, and then you added in some healthy fats like avocados and nuts and the seeds, which by the way, they are crucial for brain health and keeping you full. I think that you're not going to be worried about protein deficiency, and you will be able to supply your body with more than enough nutrients. And when you do that, you are nutrient dense, your diet is nutrient dense, then the cravings will be less. Because again, cravings can sometimes be just a signal from the body to you that you're not getting other essential nutrients that you need. So when you supply that, which is very abundant in plant-based foods, then the cravings goes down. All right. A balanced diet not only keeps you full, but also reduces those pesky cravings. Remember that. Eating a variety of colorful fruits and vegetables make you more likely to get a wide range of nutrients. And if you supply that to your body will stop shouting at you to eat again or eat more or crave for your unhealthy foods. For example, I love making rainbow bowls with mixed veggies and grains and uh, beans, and use the fresh fruits as my natural dressing to kick off some flavor into my salad. And it's not just nutritious, but also visually appealing. And I encourage you to make your food as colorful as possible, because not only is it visually appealing, but those different colors, my friends, are nutrients, are antioxidants and phytochemicals that your body needs. And once you supply those stuff, your cravings go down. All right? Now, another strategy that I use is mindful eating. And mindful eating can also help um, by simply paying attention to your hunger cues and eating slowly, savoring every bite. In our lifestyle nowadays, when we are always rushing and running, we don't do mindful eating anymore. But I tell you, this practice can help you feel more satisfied, and your meals is more fuller and more, in a way, more nutriently dense. And one technique I use when I do mindful eating is I put down my fork between bites and really focus on the flavors and texture. So in doing that, when I put down my fork, I can focus on chewing and savoring the texture and flavor of the food. Now, mindful eating and maintaining a healthy lifestyle overall is crucial in combating cravings. Regular exercise, and when I say healthy lifestyle, I also one of the healthy lifestyle, as you know, is regular exercise, right? So regular exercise not only keeps your body fit, but also helps regulate your appetite. Even a short walk after meals can aid digestion, can reduce the urge to snack unnecessarily. Another thing is staying hydrated. That's another key aspect that a lot of us now forget and undervalue. But we think that hunger pangs are telling you that you need to eat, but no, not actually. Most cases is just telling you that you are thirsty and you need to drink more. So how do you do that? Keep a bottle of water with you and aim to drink at least 8 drinks or 8 glasses a day. So if you are not a water drinker just like me, be creative. Maybe infuse your water with lemon and other fruits. Make sure you don't add sugar with it. Or you may use unsweetened herbal teas. That's all to make yourself hydrated. But another practical, simple way that I, you know, make sure that I'm drinking a lot of water is by eating fresh fruits. Fruits are packed with water. There's so much water content in it. So I have this mantra that I'm gonna eat my water in the form of fruits. Okay? So another thing I want to mention too is do not underestimate the power of good night's sleep. As I've mentioned earlier, cravings can be your body's signal that you're tired. You're just tired and you need to recharge and you need to sleep. So sleep, inadequate sleep can increase cravings. So why not? Why not deal with cravings for the root cause? If you know you're lacking sleep, you're sleeping less than 7 hours a day, or maybe you're sleeping more but interrupted and not really good quality sleep, then you got to address that. Because prioritizing sleep over food may just be this a simple cure for combating effectively your cravings. Now, finally, don't do it alone. What do I mean by that? Join a community of like minded individuals for support and inspiration. Whether it's an online forum or a local vegan group or even following a plant based influencers on social media, being part of a community can keep you motivated. Maybe not accountable unless if you have a coach, right? But at least it keeps you motivated. I remember feeling so supported when I joined a local vegan group. And you know, the sharing of the recipes and insights and tips with others made a huge difference in going through the transition. It's a little bit easier, and I feel less resistance when I change to a plant-based diet, when knowing that I have people to back me up. And I know the struggle of finding a good community that will surely support our new lifestyle. So that's why I created this one, the Lifestyle Changer MD. And I will put the link in the comments section if you're new to this website or through this channel. Know that we have a Facebook group called the Lifestyle Changers MD, and I'm up there every week to share valuable contents and personal experiences so that it can help you transition to a plant-based healthy diet. Another thing that you should know is that we have a potluck, a monthly potluck. So if you are in my area here in Arizona, in the west side of Arizona, we have a potluck group called the Planting Health Potluck. What is this? This is a veggie loving community coming together, bringing a dish to share with everyone and experiencing fun-filled gathering. It's all about sharing our favorite recipes and swapping tips on healthy eating and connecting over with delicious plant-based goodies. So you feel inspired and belly satisfied when you are in the right tribe or the right people who can understand the nuances of the plant-based journey. Now, if you're struggling with cravings, reach out for support. Sometimes our effort is really not enough. You need to connect. You need to reach out. Do not underestimate the power of engaging with others who understands your journey. Choose your crowd. Make sure that you surround yourself with people who can continue to encourage you to stay plant-based even in those, especially in those challenging moments. Not the kind of people who will pull you back to your old and healthy diet, and lifestyle, but these people were truly engaged and serious enough to put health in the top of their priority. You want to be infected by their motivation. That's what you want to do, to be proximate with them. So cravings for plant-based foods are, don't forget, they are normal, but these strategies that I just outlined to you can handle your cravings as if you're like a pro if you put it into action. So I hope that you find this video very helpful. Give it a thumbs up if you do, and don't forget to subscribe for more healthy tips on living a plant-based diet and plant-based healthy lifestyle. Comment on the section below, and I hope that you are um, excited to share your own strategy on how to deal with your cravings. I'd love to hear it from you. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.